Lights, camera, action. Mi gente. Today we're here with the HVAC Papi. That's right, on the Wepa Show. And guys, today I'm going to take you what it takes. I'm going to show you what it takes to replace this actual heat exchanger. Mi gente, I'm always about safety. I'm always about doing things the right way. And I'm always about making sure everything looks nice and clean. So you guys can see our little setup here. We like to work like a doctor. You see we have a table here. We have a table here. So we have everything in order exclusively to make this video for you. So guys, first thing is first, I always think about safety. So first thing is shut off the gas. So in case you guys didn't know, whenever you order a heat exchanger for Noritz, it comes with this little manual right here. Heat exchanger replacement, looks just like that. And I always tell everybody to read. So let's read. So it says right here, to drain, because usually when we say drain, it's just basically shut the power off, shut the gas off, and also just take out the water. But they have a procedure, a step-by-step procedure, so we're gonna go through the procedure. Okay, mi gente. So guys, pretty much in a wrap, I mean, I'm the type of guy that just like to go right to the point, get right to it, and let's get right down to the job, right? When I said press it, we're gonna shut the unit off, right? So I have to go down this actual procedure, and the reason why I have to go down this procedure because I want to show you guys step by step. And I'm a guy that I already know it, so it's a little hard to, you know, to transparent. I'm sorry. See what I'm saying? You guys get me nervous now. It's hard to put that information out there into the camera, so please bear with me. I'm gonna do it step by step, the best I can, because I'm on the fly type of guy. So right now we did the first procedure. We get into that. We already shut off the gas valve. It's based on the actual instructions. It says that we have to drain out the water, and then it's gonna say it's gonna just basically go away. Me personally, I'm just gonna tell you this. We're gonna shut down the power. We're gonna shut over here. We shut down the power. So gas is off, power is off. We're draining out the water. So pretty much we're ready to go. Because remember, it's a heat exchanger. So what's inside the heat exchanger? Water. So we have to make sure it's all drained out in order to remove the water. And of course, we don't want to make a mess. But most importantly, we don't want to damage anything, nor do we want to damage anything with water. Because you know, in case you didn't know, electric and water does not go with each other. Hey, and we want to make sure that we do not fuck shit up. All right, I'll show you. So it says here, remove the 2 screws M4x12 that hold the circuit board. One here and one here. What that looks like is what you can see right now. Give them a little chance. You notice that there's a screw here, but the main screw is here and here. So the circuit board, now that you disconnected it, you could move this to the side. Also, always take pictures. So you also want to remove the actual connection to the transformer to the actual igniter. So we're talking about clamp number 1, clamp number 2. I don't know if it means anything, but it's stamped 222. I don't know if that means anything for the removal of the heat exchanger, but it's telling you very clearly T elbow to relief valve connection. This T goes right up and it goes right to your relief valve. So remove this one here, Leo, please. 1 and 2. All right, guys. So like I was saying before, please bear with me because I'm going on step by step as best as I can. So this T right here, you got a clamp here we took out, another clamp here, 1 here, that's 3. It's telling you 4. There's 1 right over here, and that one that you see on this diagram right here is actually right over here. But guys, I always like to do those little things. The little pendejadas that people think is pendejadas, well, guess what? Mark them. Because if you mark them, you take pictures, you take videos, you cannot make a mistake. So, good job, Leo. Just learned something from Leo. What I should have done was mark them from the beginning. So, you know, hey, everybody got their own ways of doing things. I got the cameraman, Leo, more intelligent than me, and he's marking them. So, hey, but we put 2 of those things together, and we got a perfect recipe for the perfect replacement of a heat exchanger. Do not use a drill. That's it. I'm not going to tell you one more time. Maybe I should tell you one more time. Do not use a drill. Well, no. We're going step by step based on what it says here. So it says here to do this. So move this one. All right. That's 116B. All right, guys. So you see this clamp right here? That's the one that Leo's doing right now. That's it. That's connecting the gas valve to the Venturi, from the Venturi to the actual fan assembly. Okay, now it's telling you take out the 4 screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Gotta go up. First, we gotta go up. You see, because connect that, so we gotta push up. There we go. Come over here, take a quick look at this. So notice, this is connected, so you gotta push up. So with this end instruction, push up, I'll pull up. There we go. Now it's disconnecting the gas valve from the actual, what we call the Venturi. That says, oh, another thing it will help, right? If we disconnect the actual wiring, that would definitely help first. It didn't say that on the actual instructions, but makes sense, right? So we gotta disconnect this. There we go. So we're on page 8, and it's saying here to disconnect the actual exhaust piping, which we already did. All right, guys, we're struggling inside to remove the actual exhaust piping from the boiler end. So we're outside removing this front plate. So what this plate is basically is separating the exhaust and separating with the air intake. So right here is the exhaust, the air intake. So it's very tight in there. So listen, nobody thought about the day of installation they're gonna replace a heat exchanger. Sure enough, it was another guy, it's just us. So we have to make it work. So we have to remove this actual plate in front of this exhaust piping and fresh air intake. So we're gonna remove this plate. Once we remove the plate, we're gonna give a little play, I should say, because we have to disconnect these other screws in the back. Give it a little bit of play so we can have a little wiggle room to remove the piping inside, which is the exhaust piping. Because without removing the exhaust piping, we cannot remove the heat exchanger. So some jobs are easy, some jobs are not. But you gotta do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So mi gente, stay tuned. Wepa! We're already at this point to disconnect or remove 8 screws, 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 on the right, 2 on the bottom right, 2 on the top left, and 2 on the bottom left, right? Also, it says here to remove the actual mounting plate for the transformer, which is this right here. So you're gonna disconnect 1, 2, these 2 screws, and that comes right out. And that's where we're at. We already done it, which basically is telling you disconnect the actual. In my opinion, it should have told you this from the beginning, but it's not a big deal. You're basically disconnecting with these wires right here. You disconnect them, but we disconnected it already. All right, so we're getting closer and closer to remove the actual heat exchanger. Tan, 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 tan. Louis, 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 Lou. Wepa! Esa casa está caliente, estoy sudando toda la gente. Solo llama a Louis, ya llegó el aire. Esa casa está caliente. All right, guys, we're on page number 9. As you guys can see, you guys are actually, well, the guys are actually taking out all the screws on the bottom of the exhaust duct. I'm sorry. So yes, you call it the exhaust duct. That's actually the duct, and that's what they're taking off right now. Also, is considered the drain pan. But if you read on this page right over here, what you see here on page number 9, that's exactly what they're doing. So we're gonna remove all the screws on the bottom of the condensate pan or the exhaust duct. There has another screw. There's 2 screws left and right, which you showed you, and there's 1 in the middle right here. So guys, so what you see there is basically screw here, the middle, all the screws around the perimeter. You already saw him take off the plate, the circuit board plate. And what else? Are we missing anything else? No, I think we're good to go. Oh, and these 2 screws over here, which we already showed you in the camera. So guys, it's step by step by step. What's happening, mi gente? Guys, today we're going to talk about the primary loop manifold. So on this particular boiler, they never installed one. However, they did have the vision and they figured out it does need one, because you guys can see it right over here. But it's not the proper way of doing things. And why would you go crazy knowing that they have something already from the factory, sorry. It's already prefab, makes life so much easier, and you don't got to do all the math, right? So it's right here, guys. The other thing is you got your isolation valves here, so you can actually descale it, because notice right here, how you going to descale it? There's no valves, there's nothing to connect to. There's no way to actually do the proper service and maintenance, which is why you're going to use one of these bad boys, primary loop. So it's called this a primary loop, and this is the secondary loop. So you have an isolation valve here. You connect your pump into the resupply and the return. Then of course, guess what? You can do your descaling. Also, if you have to drain it, you can drain it from here or here. You have an isolation valve over here. So mi gente, this is the proper way of doing things. So the only thing that they can do, if you ask me, is basically descaling on the domestic water side. But that's just half the job. That's half the battle. That's a half-assed job if you ask me. So you want to install these bad boys, a primary loop. So whenever you're doing an installation, you don't need to do the math. It's already done for you. Yes, you got to spend a little bit more, dólares, a couple more pesos, but it makes life so much easier. The other thing we're doing too, notice that there's no purge valves on the return. This is the return side. So we're going to store a T, 1, 2, and we're also going to put a drain cock. So you're able to bleed the return side properly, and we don't have any of these issues. So mi gente, this is something you have to do. And the other thing is, very important thing, read the manual, please. Till next time, wepa.
Llama New York Caldero, fuego, fuego, llama New York Caldero. New York bola en general, va a poner tu casa a enfriar. Cuando hace calor afuera, el aire no vas a parar. Fuego, fuego, llama New York Caldero, fuego, fuego, llama New York Caldero. It's Louis the Boiler Man, your HVAC Papi, straight from New York Boiler and Air Conditioning Repair. If you're feeling hot this summer, New York Boiler keep it cool all summer long. Louis, 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 Louis. Oh, I'm the boiler man. Oh, I'm the boiler man. Louis, 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 Louis. Wepa! Esa casa está caliente. Estoy sudando toda la gente. Solo llama a Louis. Ya llegó el aire. Esa casa está caliente. Estoy sudando toda la gente. Solo llama a Louis. Ya llegó el aire. Louis, 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 Louis. Louis, 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 Louis. Oh, I'm the boiler man. Oh, I'm the boiler man. Louis, 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 Louis. Fuego, fuego, llama New York Caldero. Fuego, fuego, llama New York Caldero. New York boiler en general, va a poner tu casa a enfriar. Cuando hace calor afuera, el aire no vas a parar. Fuego, fuego, llama New York Caldero. Fuego, fuego, llama New York Caldero.
All right, guys. So right now we're just waiting for the data to transfer from the old board to the new board. So I'm not gonna disconnect this to show you guys again, but you see it in the video prior. You see this cable? This cable is not something you're gonna throw in the garbage if you get a new board. So whenever you're ordering a new board, it comes with this cable, and this cable is to transfer the data from the old board to the new board. So very simply, before we get to this process, you have to shut the power off. Once you shut the power off, you disconnect this from the 89 terminal, which is right over here. And once you disconnect it, you're gonna put the one that gave you this data cable into one end, and you put it to the other end here. So what it's telling you is, once this is connected, you're gonna turn on the power. It's gonna turn on. It's gonna recognize it's sending data from the old to the new. So you have to give it about 30. Oh, looks. That means it's finished. But what it's telling you is, between 30 seconds to a minute, it's gonna turn on the fan, which what it did. It did that before, and then it's gonna spin for about 3 minutes. Once it spins for about 3 minutes, it's gonna shut off. Right now, by shutting off, it's telling me that, hey, listen, the data transfer has been accomplished. It's done. So now we're ready to shut the power off. I'm gonna disconnect this here. Here. All right. Now we're gonna connect this cable, which is the control module that goes into the actual board. All right. Let me turn this power back on. Oh, that will help too. The gas is off. Make sure that's on.
Esa casa está caliente, estoy sudando toda la gente. Solo llama Louis. There you go, el aire.
All right, mi gente, we just finished wrapping up. What a long day, what a bitch this was to get this job done, but the job is done. That's most important. And most importantly, I should say, they have heat, they have hot water. Guys, these boilers, they can be a pain in the ass sometimes, so that's why you have to be very, very careful what you do, step by step. And this is what it takes, guys, to give them heat and hot water. So if you learned anything about this video, meaning that if I would suggest, don't do it yourself, hire a professional. But if you have any questions, you can always call the HVAC Papi himself, 516-377-5200. But most importantly, guys, hit that bell button, smash that bell button, leave a comment below, and subscribe. Wepa!
It's Louis the Boiler Man, and it's time to keep your home cool. Wepa! Fuego, it's the New York Papi. Fuego, it's the HVAC Papi. Fuego, y está caliente. Louis the Boiler Man is here to cool me, gente. It's hot outside and it's gonna get hotter. Oh, New York Boiler will cool your gas.
516-377-5200, and Louis, who you mentioned, Wepa!